Team A and Team B, Marvel's Agents of Shield. Um, but yeah, that was a highlight. Because I never um this cat. But I remember that like it was just it was so cool because we created t-shirts for everyone on the team, and we bought these black t-shirts, and then we designed like the eagle from the symbol, you know, and on the back we will say agent with like the last name or a number. So we all had these unique t-shirts. I remember the very first day of intramural volleyballs, all of us shows up to play for intramural volleyball, and like people were intimidated. It's like you see 20 people walk in with these like t-shirts you made all black, and it's like compared to last year, they don't have that many people play or that many teams sign up. But then it's all of a sudden you get like 20 people and two extra teams. It's like, whoa, who the hell are these guys? So I was like, man, we're feeling like badasses right now. It's cool. But like a lot of people and teams that signed up were like girls that played in high school, or like teams that were way better than us. So I remember we were all pumped and excited to go and like basically win this tournament because they had a tournament, and we lost. We lost every game. It was funny. Yeah, and it was so bad that we lost so much that our two teams basically had to play each other to see who would get like seventh and eighth place. So it was like, damn, like, um, yeah, it was crazy. um, but it was fun. It was like one of my highlights. Like, you know, like I just brought people together and we played volleyball, and it was fun, even though we weren't good. It was a blast. But yeah, ever since that moment, you know, I dropped out of school again. Let me give one more highlight. I was joining the executive leadership team, and I know this is like completely like, are you keeping up with me? Are you following me? Like, my life is crazy in a sense, but a lot of people's lives are crazy. But I was on the executive leadership team, and it was like they sent me to Florida, and I really haven't been to Florida at that point, and it was the first time going to Florida, like Walt Disneyland, like on for a leadership conference, and it's like they're paying for all of it. So it's like I got all these like cool things from this school and opportunities from this school, even though I had no idea what I was doing. Like I remember we were doing a fundraiser for Turkey Day, and we would set out these big bins, and people would come out and donate food, and we try to raise as much food as we could, which was cool, you know. But it was hard because it was hard to manage all that, especially with everything that was going on: volleyball, student senate, classes, executive leadership team. Then I joined this like fitness group, Flex Gym, I think it was called, where we like try to go and work out together. I don't know how I was doing all that, but it was cool. But yeah, I went to Florida for the first time and the selective leadership team, and it was really cool. Like I like learned how to become more of a leader, which I needed to learn. You know, um, I remember one of the biggest things they taught me. I think his name was Tom, but he taught me like the seven rhythms that stop used in New York to help focus their minds, and it was basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But you do it 7 times. There's 7 different patterns, and then it gets your brain attuned to like being in sync. Of, like, okay, now we can like wake up. It's supposed to wake you up and be more focused. So like, I don't know. It's just something that took like the biggest like thing, you know, that I took away from it, I guess, was that. I still kind of use it sometimes here and there in my life. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, I guess I don't know. My dream was always to come to New York. You know, there's something about New York. You know that like I wanted to come here because like it was like the diversity, the social knowledge that you could get just from living in New York and communicating with other people. It's like always my biggest dream. And I remember he was from New York, and when I met him in Florida, I was like, wow, like that just inspired me more. And then, like, I dropped out of school again, and then it's like, now what am I gonna do with my life? So then I worked at a Qdoba at that time, where it's basically like a burrito Chipotle, you know, and it wasn't that good of a job, but it was a job. and I was like, I can't, you know, be at Chipotle for the rest of my life. Like I try to like work my way up in the company and try to become like an assistant manager, but like companies like they toy with people and they're like, oh, you know, you're gonna go to this store and work at this store instead, and we're gonna like, you know, you need to like constantly like prove yourself. And I was like, I gave up on it. I was like, I'm done. So I left, and then I went to Insomnia, which was my favorite job of all time. I don't know, it's just like a cool job selling cookies. Insomnia cookies, by the way. But yeah, so during this time, like I was like partying, you know, out with my friends, like 4 days a week, drinking, like it was crazy, you know. I remember I had a German roommate for a while, and me and him, we would like drink beer nonstop. It was crazy. It was funny because we would get so drunk where it's like he would get like so drunk he would get lost in the city, and like we'll show up back at the house at like 5 in the morning, and I'll be like, "Where were you?" Like I was drunk too, but I didn't show up that late. Like he always would come at like 5 in the morning. He would be at 7-Eleven chilling, buying pizza, eating pizza, talking to whoever was working here. It was crazy, but like we would wake up drunk all the time and we'd have this like crappy 7-Eleven pizza. So yeah, so then I was like, okay, I gotta like do something with my life. So then I tried to work my way up in Insomnia, and then yeah, I became, after 2 years, I became promoted to the assistant or the store manager. So like that was a new experience. I never like hired people, fired people, but like it was a big learning curve to me. But I was super grateful, you know, like it helped me hone in on who I was a little bit, like figure out, you know, my money situation. Not that best because I was still drinking all the time, but yeah. And then after like 3 years being there, I was like, I don't want to be stuck here. And then yeah, I was accidentally discovered acting, and it was like I was looking at new jobs, and I was like, oh, there's this Disney job, and I was like, I don't know anything about Disney besides like the movies and stuff, and I like Disney, so I sent in my application. Didn't think anything of it. Didn't think I would get a call back. And they're like, oh, you want an audition? And I was like, I don't even know what an audition is. And they're like, just present yourself, you know, show up and be who you are, like own it, you know, wear something that you feel like suits you super well, and then like we're gonna have you come and we'll see if you're talented or not. So I was like, cool, sounds exciting. No idea what I was doing. Show up, there's a bunch of kids, and I was like, I go up to the front desk. I was like, am I at the right place? I was supposed to have an audition for this person, and they're like, oh yeah, this is it. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And like, I was like, oh, okay. Like, why am I like the only adult grown man here with a bunch of kids? And they're like, oh no, don't worry about it. And then they gave me like a cold read for a commercial for Toyota, and yeah, so like they're like, okay, try to like, you know, learn this, and we'll call you up in a few minutes. And then they called me up, and they're like, read this, and I was like, Toyota, let's go places, or whatever it was. And they're like, okay, cool. And then we had to do a little catwalk. They had a little like runway strip, and I was like, oh, I have no idea. And I was looking up, like watching these kids walk on this, and they're like owning it, being themselves, you know, like having fun. I was like, let's go do the same thing. So I was like, I felt like way out of place because all the moms were like, why is he here? Like I wasn't sure if they were laughing with me or at me, but I just had fun. And then we did a quick little photo shoot, and they're like, all right, give me what you got. And I was like, all right, like, I don't know. And yeah, they called me back, and they're like, yeah, we think you have some talent, but we're gonna have to like help you and grow you. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm with it, because it was fun. And yeah, I went back, took some basic classes. It was like how to put on makeup, which I like really didn't know, and I was like, cool, but I was like the only dude in there. I was like with a bunch of kids, and yeah, it was cool. And then it's like we did a little improv, which was fun. We did like more runway, so I, like they helped me like start my journey into this career. So I'm so appreciative of that, and it was so fun. Wow, I'm so like trying to work as a store manager in Insomnia, so it was difficult. And then basically I auditioned because they sent me auditions to this showcase for acting, which was in Texas, and you had to raise money for it. So I worked my butt off in Insomnia, and I also got another job, part-time job at Melio's. It was like a bike delivery, so I would bike around delivering sandwiches, go to Insomnia, raise enough money so I could